Hi, it's Jo, and today we're watching The Umbrella Academy Season 4, Episode 6, The End of the Beginning. I have a lot of reservations going to this episode. I have not loved the second half of the season so far, so I am not feeling hopeful. But I am also, this show has been brilliant in the past. It has pulled off brilliant finales, so fingers crossed it's going to be satisfying. Reminder that you can find the unedited version of all these reactions on my Patreon, and let's go. So these people are all completely fine with ceasing to exist. Depression rates truly are rising in the world. Pretty sure all my friends are on some kind of antidepressant, so...
Return to our rightful lives.
No, if you die in this timeline, you just die. There's no world where you end up back there.
Or another time.
And for them, it was literally just they're not respected professors. That's all that's wrong in this timeline. They're still wealthy, they still had a huge ranch.
Hello. You guys been good, huh? Miss you guys
That's
so
what
much.
he wants. He
Hey,
and
look what I got you. Take
Sloane
your
wanted. Why have most of them just given up on looking for Ben and trying to save the world?
Not to be questioned, because you think you know best. Such a man's perspective.
Hmm.
You clearly know that man, Jean. How?
You know him as well. You've seen pictures of him. He's Reginald.
Without me, he'd just be some sniveling little mama's boy.
Oh God, he's gonna kill her?
Trying to finish his dissertation.
Maybe some of the rest of you should go home, as things are clearly not right here. Some of them would leave.
Get back to your posts.
Their posts were literally standing where they are right now.
That they won't love me like they did before?
To them, it's not been 7 years, for one thing.
I was starting to get worried.
You're both horrible people. Well, most of the gang is here. Glad they're all having a nice family time and forgetting that the world is about to end. So I think it's kind of nice that Victor calls the first couple of apocalypses, and this time he's the one trying to stop it, while everyone else is just fucking around. It's up to Dolores.
We don't need your help.
Have you looked in a mirror? Because I think you do.
I'm sorry.
Why are they acting like the apocalypse isn't happening in this household?
It's called thinking, Luther. You should try it sometime.
Hey. Whoa, I'm called for.
Oh, shut up.
I do think. I think you're an asshole.
It would be hard to readjust to life and who you were in that life, but...
No, you know what? It's not gonna be okay.
Oh, don't talk to my wife like that, man. Not around here. Not during Christmas.
You gonna do something about it, fuckface?
Whoa,
What the actual fuck, Five?
I gave you one for Valentine's Day. You traded it for a Dyson vacuum.
She has been a shit person in this relationship.
Answer the question, Five.
The kids can hear.
Well, I sure as hell didn't make it for you.
He has no right to be a dick. Because it's not even like if in Diego and Lila's relationship all of the problems came from Diego. If Diego was the one who was causing all of the problems and being a terrible husband, and Lila was just doing her best and being a good person, then you could be angry at Diego. He wasn't. They were both as bad as each other, if not she was worse, because she was actively lying to him about what she was doing and where she was going, and then chose to cheat on him with his brother. What is this?
Is there something going on between you two?
At the very least, explain to him you were trapped for 7 years. It doesn't make it better, but...
Not when you thought that I was.
Should we go? We should go. We're not going anywhere.
No, I don't like that. What on earth are they doing that? I want to listen. What the... No. You either stay because you want to be there for Diego when he needs someone in his corner, like to hold him if he's crying, be there for him while he rants and vents about it, or you leave to give them privacy. When you watch anybody finding out their wife has been cheating on them with their own brother, you don't sit and watch in the moment like, Especially not if you care about that person.
Screw is spelled S-C-R-E-W.
Okay, you need to listen to me. Alright? No matter how strange this sounds, just...
And like the kids wouldn't just be watching TV happily interrupting their dad to tell him how things are spelt. Because they just heard him say very loudly, "Did you sleep with my wife or did you cheat on me?" They would be like, "Mum and Dad are fighting, oh my god." Like, oh no, they'd be running to their grandparents for comfort. They wouldn't be sitting there watching TV going, "Actually, you spell it differently." Like, they would, especially the older one would understand enough of the words. The younger ones would understand enough of the body language and the raised voices. Did an AI write this
Been lost in
season?
a subway.
Yeah, you think I'm gonna buy that bullshit?
Hey, she's telling the truth, all right?
Why
We
should
got
he
lost,
believe
we
it?
couldn't find our way back.
There's no excuse for how Fire has been talking to Diego. None at all. Calling him names and being all like aggressive when he's the one in the wrong here. Whatever Diego and Lila's marital problems are, that is their business. Unless during the time they were there, Lila had confessed that Diego was abusive or something, which obviously is not this dynamic, you would have no reason to treat Diego in that way, especially not if he's a member of your family that you reportedly care about.
But I got tired. Then I had to stop running.
It doesn't excuse you fucking his brother. Like, there is no world in which that is excused. I've talked like in the previous episode. Just because you're alone with someone doesn't mean you have to have sex. And if you wanted, like, physical comfort, you can hug each other, you can hold hands. Like, you can just sort of rest your head on their shoulder and just be with each other as friends, like, as like a platonic way of doing it. You don't have to, like... There is, like, it explains this. It doesn't excuse it.
You love him.
Like, how dare they? What on earth are the writers thinking? Having these two sitting there going, "Oh, I'm eating. This is so fascinating." That's your brother getting his heart ripped out by his other brother. Like, I can completely understand being transfixed and being curious. You're human, of course you are. But why did they direct them to be all, "I'm watching my favorite soap opera," when it's their brother?
Hey, stupid grown-ups, check out the TV. Isn't that Uncle Ben?
None of them would be treating like this. Claire wouldn't be going, "Hey, Claire is way too... She understands 1000% what is happening behind it." She would say, "Hey, look, guys, you really need to look at the TV." Like, she would interrupt them for this, but the little one would understand what was going on enough to be scared and sad. She wouldn't be sitting there happily watching the TV. And Claire would be like, "Oh, this is a really bad moment to interrupt, but I have to." Claire would have ushered the little one out of the room.
I'm not leaving her, Victor.
You can Skype each other.
I want to go home.
I mean, he's about to get shot in the head or something, isn't he?
Right?
Yeah, I'll mimic your power. We'll do it together.
No, you're not doing anything on him.
You of all people know we're gonna
Diego,
end up
you
in the
can't
subway.
tell her what to do. You should just be...
I need you.
Seriously?
I agree. Seriously. If anything, jumping to the subway station and jumping wherever would be better than this. Good, so the subway station had no point.
Is that Jennifer?
Oh, they're together.
Hurt you.
I don't want it to be too late.
This is not
He's removing the marigold?
What's he doing?
He's pulling out the Durango. Victor, let him go!
What was that?
Take the shot.
Oh my god. Did Ben just push Victor out of the way of that bullet? Reginald's always gonna Reginald. I mean, maybe there was no other choice here. I don't know what would have happened otherwise, but... Oh, good. This family caring about each other is what I love.
Get away from me, you kid.
We almost got killed over there.
Stay away from my wife.
For fuck's sake, even Diego wouldn't do this right now. He might be like, oh, get off me. Right, what we're doing. Like, even he's not that stupid. I know they portrayed him as like the stupidest man on earth this season. And like, even 5 would be like, for fuck's sake, it's not the time, Diego, if Diego did start it. Instead, yes, right now is a time to have a brawl. What's the point? What the fuck are these two doing? I don't understand how Lila now has 2 abilities. Like, I honestly, at this point, it's 5 that I want to say fuck off to. But I also want to say fuck off to Diego, because like I defend him to the ends of the earth in this scenario, other than the fact that he's like, oh yeah, the world's about to end, but I need to beat him up. Like, seriously. People who cheat are the scum of the earth. We all know this. You don't have to beat them up when the world's ending. Is 5 gonna go back in time and stop this all from happening somehow? Just leave everyone else to die. That's a really great idea, 5. 10 out of 10. Or should I say 5 out of 5?
I didn't ask to be brought back to life.
That was an act of love.
No, Reginald. It was hubris. Your
You're not
actions had
wrong.
consequences far greater than anything you could imagine.
So you thought, I'll
It
just
was
destroy
my
this
duty
world,
to set
why
it
not?
right.
Well done, my love.
So what, this world was all inevitably going to end? We should have just let Ben and Jennifer kill everyone every timeline? That's the best answer? What? I'm not going to shed any tears if they die, but... What? Did they think we would care? That we would feel sorry for him about any of this? Because I would be feeling minutely sorry for him if he hadn't been such a dick to Diego.
We're all you from alternate timelines. Most of us here have given up trying to fix the problem. What problem? We need to fix this. Oh, trust me, we've tried. That's why one of us created the commission. He wanted to undo all the broken timelines, get back to one and only.
I suppose that explains that.
Fails because family is the problem. Get back to my family. Stop this from ever happening.
Well, good luck with that. Guess you don't want your brisket to go?
I mean, why did you leave them in the first place, you idiot?
Fortunately, I had a long and
So you'd have to go back and stop them from being created. It would also mean their kids won't exist.
I think he was trying to show me the original timeline.
I mean, if it's anything like I was, that timeline's not perfect either.
He pushed me away to save me.
They will never have existed. None of us will. No one will have any memory of this. Or us.
Their kids.
You take the family to that crazy subway of yours. You save them. Save yourself.
No, she can't do that.
I'm not talking to you, 5.
Hey, all the marigold needs to be destroyed, Diego. If Lila isn't here when the cleanse comes, it just restarts.
Yeah, well, good thing it's her decision.
But there were more kids than just them in the world. That was the whole thing, that he picked 7 of them or whatever. So, like, there will be people out there with weird abilities, or have they all just died of natural causes by now? There will be more Marigold.
Yeah.
With the beginning of the show.
I need you to live and experience all of the
This is horrible and I hate it.
Are you okay? I will always be a part of you.
She will. Lisa never got a family.
If you go with him, then this whole thing starts over. It doesn't end until all the marigold inside of us is gone.
Have you tracked down every single person with Marigold? There could be somebody living in Australia who can breathe underwater and is just keeping it quiet because it's weird. There could be someone living in Iceland who has fire fingers. The whole point was that many women experienced the sudden pregnancy out of nowhere, and he picked 7. Diego didn't get to say goodbye to his kids.
I'm sorry.
And then she didn't even tell them, like, what, did they have any idea where they're getting off this train? Like, she should have been like, stay for 3 stops. Or when you see this sign. Like, what are they supposed to do? They're just going to turn up in some random timeline with no idea what's even happening to them.
See you soon, okay?
Say you love her, don't lie to her. She apparently had to make this choice, but I hate this ending. I hate Reginald, he started all this, but I also do hate 5 now. Kinda hate you as well, Lila. I mean, are they? Realistically? Well, I, for one, hate this ending.
Go around the circle and, you know, share our favorite moments together.
What? Ew, barf. Let's not do that.
That's a really bad idea.
Yeah, it's terrible.
I'm sorry, Luther. You deserve better family. Ethan, I love you.
Okay, so...
If Ben hadn't spiked their drinks, they could have literally just shoved that vial into the creature and been done with it. I know it wouldn't have changed them being alive, but if the Marigold's the problem...
I'm sorry you left Canada for this.
I'm not.
He found his family
This
again.
is where I'm supposed to be.
One of the team.
With my family.
I finally see you.
I didn't mean to hurt you.
Well, you did, so... 5 did. 5 intended to hurt him 1000%. I hate this ending.
Hold on, okay?
I hate this. Show me the characters that I'm annoyed with. I mean, no one should die alone. I hate this so much.
Maybe we'll see each other again.
I hope so.
It'd be nice.
Well, they're alive, that's nice. Which, thinking about it, wouldn't that trigger the grandfather effect from the previous season that we spent, you know, the whole time trying to stop the apocalypse because of... But the Swedes. This world would still be fucked up. The real world. Well, they still have each other, that's nice. There's still Marigold in the world, and they're flowers now. Oh, everything's okay now that they're flowers together. Silly old me. That happened. Yeah. I finally got the family being a family together and acknowledging that they loved each other, even if it was messed up, and just think it'll die. I hate endings where they're like, and everybody dies. Like, oh, well, thank you. I'm really glad I invested my time in 4 seasons of this show just for you to get everyone over the end. You got me. Like, it didn't really make sense. It made sense in the sense that they made it make sense. Suddenly it was like, actually, all of these problems are only happening because they exist. So therefore, we have to make sure they don't exist. Instead of just, I don't know, extracting the Marigold from themselves somehow. Like, there were so many other avenues they could have taken that didn't involve them all dying. The season just irritated me. Like, it had its good points, it had its fun points. The first 2 episodes I did really enjoy, and I don't know how much of that was me just being excited for the show to come back and remembering my past love for it, and then just being like, "Whoa, this is great," and then over time being like by the end of it, 5 dying, like, I couldn't care less. Like, not only did he have an affair with his brother's wife, he lied to her about having a way home to her children for 5 months and still claims he loves her, even though he was hiding the fact that she could go home to her children. He then proceeded to call Diego names and fight him instead of trying to stop the world ending, when he was the one in the wrong. Lila was equally as responsible, if not more so, for the marital problems between her and Diego as Diego. Diego was not an abusive man. He wasn't the one doing something bad. He had been having an affair on the side that she just found out about. There was no reason for Diego to be, like, 5 was just being a dick. And like, him and Diego fighting while the world was ending, fuck off. Diego didn't even get to say goodbye to his children under even a little bit. what even was this ending? I'm just angry at this show. Like, genuinely, one of my friends, she watched like a rom-com that Tom Hopper was in, and she was like, oh my god, I love him. And so I've been saying, oh, you should watch The Umbrella Academy. I am going to say to her, just Google Luther's Best Bits on YouTube. Like, this show is not worth it. 1000%. Like, don't do it. Like, Google Luther, you'll get to see like Tom Hopper doing Tom Hopper stuff. Don't bother. And it's nothing against the cast. They did a brilliant job with the shit they were given. Like, most of this season, if we took out, it would be the exact same ending. We could still get to the same place of an ending. If literally just after Ben left in Galveston, or New Grumston, or whatever the fuck it was called, it wasn't Galveston, and found Jennifer, and then we could just skip to this ending, and pretty much everything would be the same, except from, we wouldn't have had Klaus being sexually assaulted, we wouldn't have had Five and Lila having the most weird age gap, disgusting romance of all time, breaking Diego's heart, and then Five acting like Diego was the one in the wrong. At least Lila looked ashamed. This season felt to me like they were like, oh, the Umbrella Academy, when we do our show, we're really funny and we have all these funny beats and we're really out there. And so they just threw loads of stuff at the wall and they didn't actually bother doing any quality refinement checking. I don't think any of the characters grew this season. Because, like, yeah, Klaus kind of grew, but if he'd lived, he'd have just continued to cycle. Like, he didn't grow anywhere. I was like, oh, maybe his plot is going to go... No, he didn't go anywhere. Honestly, like, I'd almost say, like, the third season isn't great, but just assume at the end of it, they all went and lived happy lives. That's a better ending than this one, in my opinion. So yeah. I hate being negative in reactions. But I also never want to lie. I never want to say it go, oh my god, that was so amazing. Oh, I love it. Because I didn't. And I don't want to be fake. My reactions are my reactions, whatever they are. I don't see the point in pretending to like something. And I didn't like this season. At all. Like, even season 3, it had its moments. Like, Alison's character, they didn't know what they were doing with her in season 3. She was very unlikable 98% of the time. And there were other faults with it, but I'd still say, yeah, go watch The Umbrella Academy. The first season's the best, but it's all good. At this point, crickets. But they're all flowers now, so everything's okay. A reminder that you can find the unedited version of this reaction on my Patreon, and thank you so much for watching.